Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Lois, and welcome back to SevTech Ages. In the last episode, we progressed through Age 1 finally. So we made it to Age 2, did all the quests in Age 1. There's still one more quest way back in the tutorial age, which is not too much of an issue. We'll get to that relatively soon. But yeah, so we progressed into Age 2 through making the Luminous Crafting Table, and that is going to allow us to get into Astral Sorcery, which is a really cool mod that I've been excited to get into and play around with for quite some time. It's going to take a while to get there, but before we do, something that we are going to be working on in the relative near future is moving our base. So we settled down here in the plains just as like a little bit of a temporary area. I want to settle back up here in this little peninsula thingy because, well, it's really cool. And I think it'd be really neat to have a base up here, and there's a ton of stuff to do up there as well. But all in all, we just kind of have to... We've been waiting. We've been waiting for a while to start getting into higher ages so that we have access to more blocks. That's what I've been waiting on. And, well, it just so happens that this age, we should have access to the chisel, which on its own doesn't seem like a great thing, but it's going to allow us to make a ton of items of various things. And that's kind of the idea. So once we get iron, which I believe is this age, I'm like 95% sure we get iron this age, we can start making a base up there, making it look nice, maybe using concrete and whatever else we can find. We'll figure out things. But that's kind of the plan for the immediate future. Today we are going to get started. So between episodes I took a little bit of a walk, just kind of around the area, looking for any sort of ores, and I found a little bit. Not much, but not what you might expect. So we need to get into the advancements and all that stuff. So we need sand. I feel like I have some sand, and once we move bases, we are going to organize things a lot more than we currently have. So we need to make a tough dowsing rod, and in order to do this, we're going to need to make glass first. So we put some sand in a smeltery or a melter, which, by the way, we're going to have access to a smeltery this age. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be soon, but it's this age. So we'll throw sand in here. And while that is doing its thing, let's start working on another quest, which is to make Minecraft paper. We need papers, please, which that's a nice reference to a game by the same name, which is one that I need to play. So paper is the other thing we can get started on, because this is going to take some time to make. We need 1 and 1. Oh, well, that's easy. So we need sawdust, glue. I have a better mods chest. We have some glue. We need sawdust. I feel like I have... Yeah. Sawdust goes in here. So one of those, and we're going to need some water, which I feel like we have a bucket somewhere. Or did I have to use the bucket for something? I don't remember. Nope, the bucket's right here. So we don't really need the fluid bladder anymore, but we have it in case we want it. So there is some pulp, and with that we can make paper. So we just put this onto a drying rack, and it'll make paper for us. So let's just do that and see if our glass is melted yet. So how much... I don't actually know how much sand we're going to need. So recipe for this... not recipe. Uses. Because we need... Let's just look at this. We need glass. Glass is made... Molten glass is made... Melter... Oh my gosh, Horse, please stop. So it is 1 to 1. But it requires a good bit of heat. I don't actually know if it'll be enough, but Hopefully. Anyways, while we're waiting on that, there is some other stuff we can start working on. So there's a lot of like simple quests, and one of the big things that this age unlocks, so actually two of the big things, is it's going to unlock two different dimensions. The Betweenlands, and I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe we're going to be getting into the Twilight Forest, which is something that I have never actually done just like vanilla. I say vanilla. I've never done it with like out being overpowered, you know, like having jetpacks and that kind of stuff. So that'll be a little bit of an experience. We are definitely going to get bows and all that kind of stuff before that happens. But let's put sand in here for right now. And we need to make a crafting station because, well, it's due. So, crafting station. Now we can get into... Now we can use this and actually... I'll have to move this guy. Perfect. I hate the extended inventory with the crafting station, but that is one thing we can do. So that unlocks, we need to make a part maker and a stencil table, and then we'll need to make a tool station. So all of the Tinker's construct stuff. So we can start making Tinker's tools. We're still a little ways away from making the tool forge. I don't think that is possible in this age, but in a coming age we'll be able to do that. So we have our glass finally. Let's go ahead and smelt that out, and we get the tough dowsing rod. So we need is it any log, some charcoal or coal, and a piece of glass. That seems pretty easy. I will say the animation on this looks a little weird, but hey, we have some glass now. So we're gonna have access to a couple of different things, and we have some paper too. So I don't know if I don't even know what K does. I accidentally hit the wrong button. So now we have access to paper, we have access to glass. Let's go ahead and make this dowsing rod. So I have a little bit of coal. I can get more coal pretty easily. Let's use Darklands oak wood. I don't think we're going to need to specifically have that anymore. So two of those, and a piece of glass. Makes the tough dowsing rod, which will replace our current one. So there we go. Wow. So lots of really cool stuff. So we can find lapis, rock crystals, gold, and iron now. So we're going to go on a little bit of an adventure. I'm going to put that guy away because it's not really useful anymore. And there's one more thing that we're going to want to get. And that is, I need a new sleeping mat. So we made all that stuff. So the sleeping mat, which I wonder, what does this thing do? Makes sleeping easier while in the inventory. Oh, okay. So I guess it allows you to access your inventory? Question mark. Anyways, thatch, which is dry thatching, wet thatching, fresh thatching, rush stems. Okay. So actual excuse to use that stuff. Can we use the tips as well? Yes. So we'll use this stuff, we'll go get some more of it, and then we're going to need leather as well. Do we have any leather hanging around? We have one. Well, we have a sheep's pelt. We can make raw hide pretty easily. And making leather is going to be a little bit easier. It's still going to be time consuming, but it will still be a little bit easier than currently, like than before rather. So let's use a cow pelt. So work blade that, we get 4. Actually, I think we only needed 3. So fluid, bladder, that's empty of water. I'll have to fill that back up with water. Water is kind of an issue at times. So 3 of these guys, and a piece of salt, which right there it is. Halite rock salt. And we just do this. We'll get the salted hides. Let those dry, and we'll come back for those. So we need thatching. So we need to go get rush tips and stems. And we're going to need 2 thatch. Yeah, we're going to need 2 thatch. So we need 2 wet thatches. So we need not that much. But let's go ahead and clean this area up a little bit. So rushes. Pretty simple. And there's fresh thatching. I think just 1 more is enough. We get the wet thatch. We can put this in the kiln and make a sleeping mat. And we're going to do this because we're going to go walk around for a little bit. We're going to walk around in a couple different areas. Can I put it on here? That'd be faster probably. But we'll get what we need. So the leather, the wet tan hide, we're going to need resin. So we need bark of some sort. And I have some mulberry bark, but I'd rather not use that. I have some oak bark. We just need to grind that up. I'm not going to worry about making more. Does that not work in there? No, it's only the kiln. Okay, so we'll do that. Rotate this around a little bit and get some resin. And there we go. Put some resin back. This resin can go in here. Grab a bucket of water. A lot of work. But we'll get a sleeping mat and it'll make it worth it. So 3 dried hides. Spin that around a couple of times. And we'll get what we need. So there is the wet tan hides, and this will make the leather. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up the mountain a little bit, and then we're going to go over, and I've already found a couple of things, which I will show off here in a second. I just want to have the sleeping mat before we go do anything, just because, well, there's new mobs. I think Enderman will now spawn, as well as I know for a fact that we might actually have another piece of this. I know for a fact that skeletons with bows will also spawn, so gotta be a little careful. Have I gone through like 2 of these? Maybe not. Was there another recipe to make this? I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. Is there anything in the cart? Nope. Alright, so let's grab the thatch stuff. And it's really only used to make the sleeping mat, so I might have made a second one at some point. Anyways, we can go ahead and kind of preemptive place stuff. I'm really surprised we don't have another one of those, but whatever. I don't see one, so that's fine, I guess. Now something else we can start looking into is wool. So we can make wool now. That is a thing. I really despise you, Mr. Parrot. He likes to make noises of mobs that are, I think, in the area, but not really. So we can make wool with wicker, which is sugarcane, or it's sugarcane. So if we can get a lot of sugarcane, we can make wool. And I think that'll allow us to make an actual bed. I believe that is getting to the point where we can make a Minecraft bed. We can also start making bibliocraft stuff, which could be kind of cool. It's kind of expensive at this point, but yeah, right there. White bed. So that is something we can definitely do relatively soon. And we might as well just start collecting all of the sugarcane and whatnot. Because, well, we're going to get there relatively soon anyways. So might as well start collecting our farm stuff. And that's something that I kind of want to... We're going to be working towards relatively soon, is just collecting as much stuff as we can so that we can make a lot of this cooler stuff and make a decent base. So here is the sleeping mat. Portable bed, super useful. And yeah, so first things first, let's get our anti-gas out, and right over this direction is our first new material. So this is something I found actually 2 samples of in 2 different locations, and is really the only thing new that I've found so far. So I'm hoping by going elsewhere we can find other stuff. But right over here, I think, wasn't it? No, it's on up. On up and around is our first new ore. And this is unfortunate because it's not the one we wanted. But it is certainly a new ore, and that's really all that matters. Now, I saw there was a couple pieces. Right there it is. There's one piece in the water, so we're going to harvest that. We're going to leave this one here. But this is rock crystal. So I think, yeah, there's one right here. So, there we go. Star power. Now, what does it say about this one? So, it doesn't tell me how far down, but... Oh, below Y level 10. So that's going to be a pretty big mine shaft. So I'm going to need to get a lot of... ladders for that, which is not a problem. Can we make stone ladders yet? Yes, but milling... Okay, but stone rods are not easy to get yet. So we're gonna stick with the normal ladders. There's also wetwood, iron ladders. Ugh. They probably go faster, but it's not worth it. Anyways, we have our first little piece of stardust, which is actually going to be pretty useful. We're going to need a lot of stardust, if I'm not mistaken. But that's something that we'll kind of worry about as we go. We're not going to get into astral sorcery all that much today. What are you? Azurite. Is Azurite lapis? Or is that... I think that's copper, right? It's malachite and azurite, right? We're going to get back to the base. We're going to sleep, and then we're going to look into that. So we still have creepers to deal with and that kind of stuff. But skeletons now have bows, which is a shame. I believe that we can still get the trumpet skeletons every once in a while. But for the most part, most of them spawn with bows now, which means it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. We'll have to use our shield. And that's kind of the secret of how we're going to beat the boss of Totemic. So, yes, we have Stardust now. We can use that to make a lot of different things. It's going to be super useful to make a lot of progression. Celestial gateways are really cool. Prism lens, I don't know how much of this stuff we're going to actually need right now. Illumination wand, I think, is really cool. But scroll, impulsion wand, formation wand, shifting stars, star metal ore is going to be kind of important. But yeah, so basically there's a lot of stuff with this that we're going to need to do. Let's put the stardust in there. Let's go ahead and we're going to eat the bread. But what was it I wanted to do? I don't remember. Anyways, we're gonna go this way. And yeah, there's a lot of different things that we need to start working. We're gonna be able to get iron apple. Iron apple. So eating this item will unlock advanced mapping. Oh wow, yeah, that's gonna be a while. Um, yeah, that's gonna require us to do a lot of stuff in the Twilight Forest. But I wonder if it's going to change into like an actual iron, or like iron ingots to make an apple thing later. But we're getting to the point where we're gonna have to go exploring for a couple of things. We're gonna need to find a druid circle, as well as well, we're gonna need to go find a druid circle, and that's gonna be a swampy biome. I want to say that we might have found some. I found some stuff that I don't know what they are, and that's always a curious thing. But whether or not it's useful is another story altogether. So I want to go this way. So this is where we're going to kind of set up our base at some point in the near future, up in this area. Kind of level it off a little bit and figure out where to build a house. The house will probably be a little bit more like up here. But the reason I want to actually build on a mountain is it's going to be useful for astral sorcery. So I know that there's a village. Oh, it's on the other side. But I just want to kind of see if we can find any things. Alright, that's what I wanted to look up. Guess it'll tell me in here. Lapis. Lapis lazuli. Okay, we'll say lapis lazuli sample. Okay, so I was right. Lazurite is copper. But there is not much up here. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to find some of the new ores. Copper was a lot more common. What's that? Malachite. Yeah, like I said, copper is a lot more common than any of the new stuff. So that is a little bit, well, not really concerning, but a little bit annoying. I want to go across this river, and we're going to go towards the one village that's relatively nearby. There's coal over there, and we're going to look around there a little bit. Now, these are all pre-generated chunks, but that doesn't actually matter. This mod pack actually does some really cool things with the ores, because they are all already, this is 10, but the ores are already in the world when you load the game. That is, they're already there, they're ready to go, everything like that. But what happens is they're basically invisible. I think it's highly unlikely that you would destroy a vein of ore before like unlocking it, but I guess it could potentially happen. It's highly unlikely, but I think it's potential. And basically, it's not likely to happen, so the ores just kind of appear. The whole big reset checks all the chunks that you're already in and places the ores where they should be. So it's really kind of cool. So going through areas you've already explored isn't necessarily going to give you the new ore, like isn't going to exclude you from getting the new ores. It's just these seem to be relatively difficult to find. But here's something. What is this? Malachite. That is also copper. Now we should still see the samples and all that kind of stuff, but all these ores are going to be much further down. Pumpkins. Can we actually grab pumpkins? There's some. Oh my gosh, I never really explored this area all that much. Okay, cool. I don't know if pumpkins are new or not. I don't remember if we've found those before, but let's just kind of explore around a little bit. I want to head up towards the village. It's on the other side of the next river. That's malachite, but that's gold. Hey, we found gold. We struck gold. So let's put a marker. Gold is actually going to be very useful because that's going to allow us to make metal tools. Tinker's tools, I should say. Metal Tinker's tools. But let's go ahead and collect this. And why was... and dig for gold. I wonder why that didn't work. Anyways, let's find the gold. F9. So gold is going to be found between 8 and 40. So it's in this chunk. There's another piece. Let's break that. I guess we got to break an actual piece of gold. So nothing of interest. Gold. Alright, so right here is going to be good enough. That's terra clay. Okay. And I guess let's dig straight down and find some gold. So, is this terra clay used for anything? Terracotta bricks, which aren't really useful. I don't know if that recipe's been like disabled or something or what, but let's pop down here. We'll find some gold. We can now use water as an elevator system. So that would be nice to do. Bluestone. And it will get a little dark down here. That's just kind of the nature of things. But we're going to find the gold. We're going to pick up a piece of gold. And actually we're going to do a little bit of gold digging. Because gold is actually super duper useful to make casts. And that's what we want. We're going to want some casts so that we can make better tools and all that kind of fun stuff. And that kind of leads me back to what I was saying earlier about dealing with the totemic boss. Well, found the gold. It's just down there a little bit into a cave. Do I have anything that would fall? No, of course not. So let's just kind of dig around. Does it look dangerous down there? I don't think it looks particularly dangerous, but we also want to grab as much marble as we can find because marble is going to be super duper useful very soon. But we can turn F9 off right now. Cool. Here's a way down. So first things first, we're going to have to light this area up. Oh my gosh. Hey, there's the copper as well. Mr. Skeleton. And Mr. Zombie Villager. Try to get some more will. But it's fine. So this is a pretty big open cave. I'm not going to try to like secure it completely, but at least a little bit, just so we can kind of mine in peace. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's put our shield on, just in case. And I do believe it's time to dig a little bit of... So this is azurite, yes. So that is copper. So this should give us the achievement. Yep. 2, 3. Let's just get like a handful of gold. Not that much. But we're going to want it to make casts. Perfect. And just kind of climb up here. And I'm going to use a lot of these blocks that I don't really care about. But once I find where we came down, right here, we're going to, not marble, bluestone. We're gonna do this and get out of here. So limestone, put that there, and we're gonna go ahead and sleep. So we found gold. That is the first of 4, well, the second of 4 actually. So we've already found the rock crystal. We need to kind of dig down and find the actual like ore sample, but that's gonna be fine. We can handle that. So let's continue exploring around this direction to see what else we can find. So gold and rock crystals, we have access to at least some. Iron is going to be the next big one that I need to find, but lapis would also be kind of nice. Makes me wonder if right here's some lapis. Okay, well, never mind. I was going to say, it makes me wonder if we're going to have access to like the enchanting, but probably not yet. So again, we're going to have to dig down in order to get the actual lapis achievement. So this is the chunk. And we just need to check nothing of interest. Check the corners, nothing of interest. And then kind of check around. Nothing of interest. I bet it's right in this corner. Nothing of interest, so up to 48. Now here's the issue we might actually run into. Why 10 and 38? What Y level are we at? 84. So might not be able to actually get far enough down, get a reading far enough down rather, just from the surface. So we might actually have to dig a little bit and check, but I don't know how useful that's going to be either. So I'll tell you guys what, I will find this lapis. We'll see if there's any others in the any other ores nearby, and we'll kind of go from there. So we at least know where lapis is. That might be promising to look down, but I don't know. Same with like this kind of stuff. There is big open areas. Can lead to good stuff, but oftentimes probably not. Hey, bunnies. Anyways, what is the lapis going to actually unlock? Probably not really anything. So let's head this way just slightly. And we're going to actually go to the village, like I said. And I think what I'm going to do is between episodes, I'm going to take a little bit of a walk and see what, if any of those structures became anything that we had seen in previous episodes. Wow, that was a little terrifying. That we'd seen in previous episodes, just to see if, well, there's anything of value. Good bit of marble. Marble is not too uncommon, which is nice because we're going to need a good bit of it, I do believe. Anyways, let's swim over here. And I believe there is the village, like, right somewhere in this area. But yeah, I'm going to head towards the dry areas and see what all I can find. If either of the, any of the stuff, the structures became anything. I believe the one is for the nether portals. which we're not quite to that level, but hematite. We found iron with the tin, so iron. Let's F9 this. And it's probably going to be in this chunk with the tin. So nothing of interest. We're probably going to get readings for the tin. Teolite. Hematite. Cool. So let's break one of these guys and see if we get anything. No achievement. So this corner, put a torch. And we have any... I don't think we have anything to get more durability on our pick, so we might not be able to go too far, but I'm gonna take a walk and then kind of go back to the base, regroup. I might try to find the lapis, and I might also try to mine a little bit between episodes if I remember to. No promises on that. We still have plenty of things to do outside of that. But our pick broke. I do have another pick, and it's stone, so we can repair this one indefinitely from digging. So that's what we're gonna do. And there's the hematite. So there we go. Iron sights. That unlocks. Well, we can start making a smelter tank, and we can get a watering can relatively soon. So solid fuels can only get you so far. Craft and place a porcelain or seared tank beneath your melter to melt iron and other materials needing higher temperatures. Okay, cool. So that is a thing we can do. And for the time being, what I am going to do is... let's get out of here. So right here is the hematite little vein. We will be able to collect a lot of that stuff relatively easily now. And that one is probably not going to be too bad to kind of deal with. I'm running out of torches as well. I'll probably need to go get some coal. But yeah, we've got more ores to do. We've got more ores. That's kind of the whole point of this. So today's episode was, well, it was productive. We found a couple new ores. We found a couple veins of rock crystals. Unfortunately, only one vein of all the other stuff so far, but it should last us. I don't think I've depleted any veins of materials yet. And as we kind of progress through getting access to more tinker stuff, we'll be able to make better tools that'll last longer, that'll go faster, and I can kind of eat through those veins of ores a little bit faster and actually make a bunch of materials. So that's something that we have to look forward to. But I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to head up here. There's some stuff that I think is astral, so I'm just gonna head over there, mark any ores I see on the way, and like those over there, and call it a day. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Next time we are going to, well, we're gonna continue on. Oh no, that is that diorite? It looks like it could be ore. Yeah, that's diorite. Never mind. I got excited. But next time we are going to continue progressing. I think the first thing I want to start working towards is Tinker's Tools. I want to have some cool new toys, and depending on what I can find as I go exploring, I like explorating a little bit better. As I go searching around and seeing what I can find, we might try to do some new stuff. We might start planning out where to build. I don't know. We'll figure things out. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!